Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. My name is Zuka and today I will show you how to defend a ROACH RAVAGER all-in in PvZ, and I will explain you how to play the macro game after holding this kind of push. The game is versus a 5k5 zerg player. Let's go. We are on King's Cove and the red protoss at the top left corner, and there is a zerg player at the bottom right corner. We'll go in my vision and I will explain you the opening and of course how to scout a ROACH RAVAGER all-in. We will begin with a wall in front of the natural expand. If you want to know how to do a wall like this, I did a video about the topic. You can find this video at the top right corner of this video. Okay, I will scout after the pylon. You can scout after the gateway if you want. To be honest, I think that it's better to scout after the pylon to react in time against 12 pool. But you can do it after the gateway if you want. You can totally do it after the gateway. Okay, so gateway at 16 and gas at 17. Okay, so I scout my opponent and I will check if there is an hatch first. So there is not an hatch first. As you can see, at 1 minute there is no hatch, but there is the second overlord here. So I know that it's not a 12 pool, because if it's a 12 pool, I see the overlord right now. Just right now, but it's probably pool first. So this is a pool first and gas, and it's a gas before pool. It's a gas before pool here. So my opponent will try to take the natural expand, but I block this. So now I know that there is a hatch first. So hatch before pool first. A pool before the hatchery. In this case, there is 3 build orders. It can be zergling flood, for example. It can be a baneling bust. It can be a ROACH RAVAGER all-in, and it can be a fast lair to do something like Mutalisk, something like Nidus all-in. But I think that there is 50% chance that it's a ROACH RAVAGER all-in because of the gas first and pool. Okay, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't know. But this is a really strange build order. The pool isn't really fast, so I can expand before the cybernetic core. So I do a standard build order at the moment. I did a little mistake here, so yes, I cancel my probe and Nexus at 20 and cybernetic core at 20. I will keep my probe here. As you can see, I will try to scout again to check what happened, because when there is a ROACH all-in or a baneling bust, you can see it at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, so I will scout my opponent and I will try to find if there is something special. As you can see, there is only 2 zerglings. I didn't scout him, but I saw 2 zerglings. So 2 zerglings means probably a ROACH all-in, just because there is no 4 zerglings or 6 zerglings. There is not a massive production of zerglings, so more probably a ROACH build order. Probably a ROACH build order. But I will scout again with my adept. So now I'm pretty sure that it's a ROACH RAVAGER all-in because it doesn't look like a zergling flood or a baneling bust. Okay. So I make my adept and I will start the robotic, then the cybernetic core. As you can see, the position of this robotic is not really random, just because I have just a little space here. I can, for example, if there is a zergling flood or ROACH all-in, I can use this space to block the path of a ROACH of zerglings with, for example, an immortal. Okay, so in case of ROACH all-in or baneling bust, to be honest, I always play with robotic. I feel more comfortable with this instead of Stargate. Okay, so adept, and as you can see, I start the war gate, and second unit will be a stalker, and of course I will do a full wall. Now I want to know what happened. So I will send this adept in this base because I want to check the unit count how many drones are here. So as you can see, there is no drone. So this is an obvious all-in. If I can scout it really fast, I know that it's an obvious all-in because there is no units here. So you will see with my adept. I will check my opponent. I will check what happened. And yeah, I will see a unit coming. So here I see the roach. So now I saw the roach. I check a little bit for the drone count. There is no drones here. So this is a roach all-in and a very all-in roach all-in. Yes, the real roach ravager all-in. So in this case, you see I did a little mistake here, but I will keep my stalker in my wall because I don't know if there is more zerglings coming from here. I didn't check this position, and I don't know the amount of units. So here I will simply keep my stalker here and use my my probes to hold the zergling. And of course I will chrono boost my immortal. As you can see, I keep some energy to do this kind of chrono boost. Okay. I add one shield battery here, and I will of course add one pylon here. I need this pylon because with the ROACH RAVAGER all-in, it can be simply you can simply kill this pylon and empower the robotic, and in this case I'm totally dead. The most important thing is that you need a wall, because when there is a ROACH RAVAGER all-in, your opponent want to simply make a hole in your wall and flood with zerglings. This is really it can be really hard to hold this. So here I kill the zergling. Okay, I'm safe now. So my stalker is here. And my adept is here. To be really perfect, I will need another shield battery, but as you can see, I want to start the second immortal as soon as possible to hold this easily. So I start the second shield battery. As you can see, this shield battery and this one are powered by this second pylon, which is harder to target. And my shield battery will help me to contain this flood. I try to do some damage to kill this Ravager egg. Cocoon, sorry. But yeah, this is a bit risky to do it, but if you can kill it, simply kill it. And now I will play with my wall. I will simply play with my wall. I will always be inside my wall. With my immortal, I will focus the roach, and here this is the risky timing. This is the risky timing. If you did a very good ROACH RAVAGER all-in, it can be hard to hold it. So in this case, it will come inside my base, and I will use this hole to block the path of units. As you can see, I totally cut the drone production in my natural. I have only 4 drones, 4 drones, 4 probes. Sorry. So as you can see, I will try to do some damage, but my shield battery isn't here. So I will go in this hole and use my probe a little bit to do some damage. And yeah, here it's perfect. My immortal will be alive. He will try to kill my pylon because he knows that my warp gate is up now, but I did some units. So you can do stalkers or you can do zealot. To be honest, it all depends of your mineral and your gas. You want to start another immortal if you can. A sentry is a good option too. The sentry is a good option too. But now, as you can see, it's totally old because I can put a zealot in my wall if I want, and it can't really go. It can't really go inside my base. Now it can't really go. The ROACH RAVAGER is old. It's simply old now. To be honest, it was a really good player, and this kind of all-in can be really tricky to hold. So now I did 2 sentry. So I try to kill as many zerglings as I can. Always try to avoid the build of the corrosive build of the Ravager. And here the big problem is that this gateway is dead. This gateway is totally dead because he has more range than me, and he's dancing with me. He's trying to make me a mistake by attacking me here with zerglings and attacking me here with ROACH RAVAGER. So I will kill this warp gate and do a full wall here. I think that it's a good choice to do it because this gateway is totally dead. Here I have a wall and I have only this position to hold to be totally safe. And now I can start more drones, more probes, and I'm in a good position. Just because I have a better tech, I have less workers. He start is a worker production a little bit earlier than me, but my tech is so much better. My tech is amazing. Yes, my tech is just amazing in this case. It's simply amazing. And I will try to do some damage with a warp prism. I always try to do some damage with a warp prism when I hold this kind of pressure. Just because he has no queen, and yes, with a warp prism and two immortal, you can do so much damage. Simply so much damage. And I can play the macro game. Simply play the macro game with a robo opening. Robo opening is an amazing choice. So with my sentry I can try to do some scout. For example, I can try to find if there is Mutalisk switch. Sometimes there is a roach all-in into Mutalisk switch or into a Nidus switch. To be honest, Nidus switch isn't a perfect choice. I put one pylon here to scout an eventual Nidus. So I see that there is only one gas. There is two gas here, but they have been take it so late. One gas here, and I will try to find if there is another base. There is another base, but a really late sub base. So he's playing the macro game. I can try to do a little drop with my warp prism, and I will try. I will do it. I will simply do it. As you can see, there is a sub base. I said that I should do 2 immortal drop, but I will try to do a real push. Why? Just because I have many units and he's trying to go back in macro game. When he tries to go back in macro game and he lost so many units, I know that there is a big potential of damage, and I can of course take my third and do this kind of push because he is in the defensive position. But most of the time when I do an hold of a ROACH RAVAGER all-in, I will simply do a 2 immortal drop. Okay, but if he tries to take, like going to the lair, taking a third base, putting 2 gas, you can try a little push, especially if you have so many units like me. And 3 gates. Okay. Don't forget a little bit of promotion. If you want more content like this, if you want to know how to hold some special all-in, you can totally ask me in the comment section below, and I will try to answer you. I try to cover all the topic of all-in, how to hold every all-ins in PvT, PvZ, PvP, of course. So ask me, simply ask me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not a subscriber. Okay. So I will try to do some damage. I take my third base. So as you can see, this is not an all-in. I just want to try to do some damage. It's close to useless to attack this position because it's hard to attack here. It's simply hard to attack here, and all the economy is here. It's simply here. So if you try to attack here, you can totally kill this mineral line and win the game in this case. So this is just a little push. I do it with money stalkers because there is mainly roach. Okay, let's go. So I will use my sentry to cut the army and try to do as many damage as I can. Don't lose your army. Don't lose your army, and if you can, kill this drone. As you can see, I had not enough force field here, and if I had more force field, I would be able to kill all this mineral line, and I would simply win the game. But okay, he goes away, he go to the second base. I will simply kill this base and try to do some damage and go back to my base. I have a third base, I have a better technology, I have a better army composition, so yeah, it's okay for me. Don't take any risk, just play the macro game. It's only on 2 bases and you are on 3 bases. It's totally perfect, for you. As you can see, it's really hard to attack at this position with this amount of Ravager. So if you want to play against ROACH Ravager and of course zerglings, I recommend you to play Zilot Immortal Archon. Zilot Immortal Archon is just insane versus this kind of army composition. A little questions. Most of the time I say against or versus. I really don't know which word I can use. So if you watch this video, tell me when I should use versus and when I should use against, because I always do this kind of mistake. Okay, so I never stop the immortal production, and as you can see, I start the charge and upgrades. So always try to attack when you have an advantage in terms of upgrades. For example, on +1, on +2, or why not on timing, on technology, for example, you can attack when you have the charge, but don't try to attack before a timing or late after a timing. So yeah, here I do a wall. Because there is so many Ravager and zerglings, it can be a run by, and I don't want to lose on this kind of mistake. So I make a wall here, and I have only this position to hold. Of course, he can attack me here, but if he attack me here, I can react in time. I can totally react in time. As you can see, he tries to attack me here, and no, it just can't. Here I will do a little mistake because I remember the game. So I'm searching for a tech. Because it's ROACH Ravager all-in. He did a ROACH Ravager all-in, but to be honest, he can switch to a massive ROACH Ravager production. It can be a ROACH Hydralisk, or it can be, why not, a little Mutalisk switch. I want to check if there is something like this. So I will watch carefully this Phoenix to find the tech. I want to find the tech, and you will see I will do a little mistake. So I'm looking for the tech, and look at this position. Look at this position. So I know that there is no Mutalisk or something like this because there is only free gas. When there is only free gas, it's more probably simply a ROACH Ravager zergling unit composition. With 4 gas, it can be Hydralisk or Mutalisk, but most of the time the Hydralisk den or the Spire is behind the main base or the natural. It can't be here because I killed this base and it's stupid to put it here. So it's here, here, or here. So there is no tech. It's a ROACH Ravager production, and I didn't see any units. So it is maybe on the map. And obviously is on the map. So let's see what happened here, because I did a little mistake. So you see I split my unit, but my immortal are not really split. And yeah, he will attack me. I really didn't watch this attack, and I will react very late. I'll lose 2 immortal stupidly, simply stupidly, 4 immortal. But as you can see, I hold him. I simply hold him because I have the charge, and charge is just insane versus Ravager, because Ravager they have not so many life. I don't remember the right number, but a ROACH has 135, and yes, Ravager have less life than ROACH. Okay, so he tries to attack me here. Yes, he simply tried to attack me here. So I do some sentry to block him, and I will attack him by this way and this way. Okay, this is a good fight for me. I will switch to a Templar tech, but if you play versus pure roach, zergling, baneling, you can simply play the Ultimate Archon. If you play versus Hydralisk with in the army composition, you will need some storm. To be honest, I never play with storm if there is no Hydralisk. If there is no Hydralisk, I never play with storm. It doesn't make big amount of damage, and it's most of the time it's really hard to reach the Roach and the Ravager. Yes, it's very hard to reach them. So here I simply play the Ultimate Archon. I start my +2 and I have my Templar Archive. I have my Templar Archive. To be honest, he will probably switch to Hydralisk now because he knows that his unit composition doesn't work versus me, so he will switch. And when you have a ROACH RAVAGER army composition, it's probably a switch to Hydralisk. But I'm in a good position. I killed the third I killed the third really early in the game. I didn't lose anything, and as you can see, in terms of supply, I'm in a good spot. Okay, so I make some Archons. As I said, he switched to Lurker. Lurker can be a good choice. It can totally be a good choice. But the Ultimate Archon is really strong versus Lurkers if you take a good fight. If you attack, for example, in this space and all the Lurkers are here, it will be really hard for you. But if you attack, for example, here and attack by everywhere, you will just crush him. And as you can see, in terms of upgrades, I'm in a good position too. He has no upgrades. Yes, no upgrades. I will check it. Yeah. No, he has no upgrades. I'm almost +2. So when you play versus an all-in, you have two choices. You can counter all-in, or you can simply play the macro game. And when you play the macro game, if you did a good hold, like without losing many units and being in a better position after the all-in, the macro option is most of the time the best option, just because you will just become better and better than him during all the game. So as you can see, I am better in terms of economy, in terms of technology, and in terms of upgrades. If I tried an all-in when I kill the third, I would probably die because he is a zerg player, and versus a zerg player, without upgrades and without good technology, it's really hard to attack. There is some timings, of course, but I think that I would lose the game if I tried on all-in. So macro game is a better option most of the time. Okay, so I have my army composition. My +2 is finished, so I will try to attack him. Don't forget that at the moment, I will just check. Yes, I have one observer. So my observer is coming. I will attack with my observer. Always try to attack with an observer. And if there is some lurkers, keep the observer a little behind your front line, because you don't want to lose the observer. So use the surveillance mode, and it will be okay. It will be simply okay. Okay, so let's check my fight and how I will attack him. So I have almost 200 army composition. So there is some lurkers here. I will just warp some units and attack him. It tries to run after me, so yes, I will do a little storm. Why not? Okay, no problem. Don't attack like this. Simply make more units and attack him again. So he starts to spire. I don't know what I'm doing here. I try to go on the left, on the right, but I will be like, no. I attack him. I have my upgrades. I do some hallucination with Archons, which will tank some of the attack of the lurker, and I will attack him. To be honest, now I was sure to win the game. Here I was sure to win the game, so I simply move him. I simply move him. As you can see, I have just more units. I have some storms. I storm his army like this, and I did not lose so many. I almost lost nothing. I just almost lose nothing. So yeah, I kill him. I crush him, and now I will go on this base, then on this base, and then on this base. Don't forget, when you do this kind of attack, always keep in mind that your opponent can do another production of units. So in this case, I did a totally good fight. I have more upgrades, I have more armies, I have more technologies. So yes, I win the game. But don't forget that if you play like this, start your Stargate when you do this kind of attack, because most of the time you will attack when he starts the Broodlord switch, and if you play against Broodlord with this kind of composition, you will lose the game. You will simply lose the game. So when I attack like this, I start 2 Stargates, and most of the time when I play versus Broodlords, I play with Void Rays. Yes. Many players will play with Tempest. I simply play with Void Rays because I think that the technology come earlier and it works very well. To be honest, it works very well if you do a good focus fire. You need to kill the head risk, of course, when you do it, but it works very well. It's the end of this video. I hope you like it. If you have any questions or any feedbacks about my build order, you can ask them in the comment section below. You can of course subscribe to my channel, and you can put a thumbs up if you really like this video. Thank you again for watching. Bye!